That was a clip from the trailer of a new documentary, Journey to Yazdegerd Castle. The film tells the story of how a young British-Canadian archaeologist went to Iran in 1962 when Edward Keel first visited Iran. Little did he know he was about to embark on an archaeological venture involving a Persian castle and a fire temple. Joining us now for more on this is the filmmaker behind this new documentary, Iranian-Canadian Aref Mohammadi. Aref, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me in your program.
Of course. Let's start with you giving us a brief summary of what this documentary is all about.
Yeah, when I met Dr. Edward Keel in Toronto, and I learned more about his life story and spending 2 decades in Iran in 60s and 70s, and especially when I learned how he worked hard in a remote village, a remote Kurdish village in western of Iran, I was fascinated with his will and struggle and how he and his wife and his 6-year girl with a team of archaeologists from Royal Ontario Museum, they went to the village with no facilities. I was captivated with the adventurous spirit of the West to unveil the mysterious of the East. This documentary actually is exploring the meeting point of Western culture and Eastern culture. That was the general idea to make this documentary. And besides the focusing on life story of Dr. Edward Keel, I was trying by this documentary show the importance of knowing about our history and our cultural heritage.
I wanted to ask about that. Why is the film so important for the Iranian-Canadian diaspora and for any Canadian who just values history and archaeology?
Yeah, actually, I think cultural heritage is central to protecting our sense of who we are. I met many Iranian Canadian immigrants in Toronto or any other cities. Like, I talk to them and I see after many years living in Canada, still they are looking for their roots, for their belonging. In this documentary, Dr. Keel trying to explain how it's important to know about archaeology. Because I see in North America many people who uprooted from their past and they are spending a lot of money for consulting experts and finding DNA to know who they came from. And that's why making this documentary, I believe, could help to people know why a filmmaker, an independent filmmaker like me, is trying to make this documentary, and why, for me, it was important to make this documentary.
So Iran's archaeological history has been under threat by its own regime and by others. Does this film show us how important it is to protect that history?
Yeah, I believe cultural heritage is the most important treasure that the past leaves for the future. When I observe, like most of Western countries with a short historical memory, how they concern and how they work hard to preserve their own cultural heritage and also the other countries' cultural heritage, I'm surprised why a country like Iran with a long historical memory and civilization, they don't care about that. They care less about like preserving this cultural heritage. And I believe when our regime is not caring about our cultural heritage, our history, it's like our people responsibility to find alternative ways to preserve that. For example, as a filmmaker, I tried by making this documentary to find a way to preserve, record part of Iran's cultural heritage. And I believe that other people should find alternative ways to preserve that.
Aref, we're out of time, but very quickly, how can people watch this film?
Yeah, this film, it's been released on video on demand on a secure and professional website of vimeo.com. And I would be happy to see if people watch it and support this documentary.
Okay, that's filmmaker Aref Mohammadi. Aref, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.